I just got a message from a friend asking me what he can do about distractions, so this is what I'm going to talk about in the next video. We're all emotional creatures that are driven by either rewards or fears, and when you give in to distractions, it's because your idea of what the benefits are of that distraction outweighs what your long-term goals are or what your long-term tasks would be. And this could be referred to as instant gratifications. This could be avoided if you have a deeper underlying reason, or you understand your deeper underlying reason why you're doing this long-term goal, which you know will benefit you. If you can keep reminding yourself of that, then all the smaller distractions will start to whittle away to become nothing, because you know your deeper reason. You can do this with a 5-step of the why process, where you ask yourself why you're doing something, and then you keep going through a process of asking why that answer, and then why that answer. And what this will do is it'll break it down, and then you can start to see your deeper emotional reasoning for doing some things, because sometimes surface level reasoning is not that important. People don't work to gain money; they gain to fulfill an emotional state, a sense of security, or it could be a sense of power, anything like this. There's loads of different reasons. So this is one thing. It's basically defining your reasons why, and making that clear, and keep reminding yourself. This will reduce a lot of the smaller distractions. Another process is when developing habits, is making a path of least resistance. We're all part of our environment, whether we like it or not, and our environment is a reflection of who we are or who we're going to become. If you had packets of cigarettes in every room in your house on the windowsills, it starts to become a normality, and then you start to give in to different types of temptations. Equally, if you had them packets of cigarettes as bottles of water, or learning materials and books in multiple areas in your house or your living space, you'll start to adapt and automatically start to change and adjust accordingly depending on your environment. The friend asked me what he can do because he's always playing the Xbox. I said, why don't you try unplugging your Xbox, putting it in a bin liner and putting it away, saying that you can use it, but first you have to do 10 hours of study or something like this. And then what you're doing is you're making the resistance to get that temptation a lot stronger than the resistance is to study, and then you start to adapt accordingly. Bearing this in mind, last year when I started reading about habits and stuff, I threw away some of my cupboards so I can install this table. And this is because then I've got a bigger studier space, and only after the last couple of months I've understand why I need it, because I can spread out all my notes and I can pick them up like every 20 minutes or 10 minutes. I can start reading through several notes and just keep it refreshed in my mind on cycles. It's been a process of trying to wean myself off the amount of furniture or my the consumption of like objects and things that I need in my life, because the majority of it is just a distraction. Now, bearing all that in mind, I've gotten to the stage where I've actually thrown away all my furniture, and now I've got several things here, no bed, my clothes is there, and I've just got my notes, because I'm in a process of self-development, and all these things doesn't matter right now. So with the concept of distractions, find your deeper meaning or your motivations towards that goal, and then adjust your environment accordingly to become the person, or to help influence the person that you want to be. This is an ongoing process and it takes some time, but if you had loads of fruit in your kitchen, you're more likely to eat fruit. If you had loads of crisps, you're more than likely to eat the crisps. So it's pretty simple concept. You just need to think, when are you most distracted, or when are you most falling into bad habits, and think like a future state, how will I combat that? Take care, people. I hope that helps.
Yeah, so for £1 you can buy an art book, cut it open with a scalpel, and then you've got multiples of different information cards in little smaller blocks, so you can continually review it and refresh your mind as the day goes by.